Good morning, students. Now the next is that which you asked. This is a question paper which has appeared. It is June July 2019 question paper, right? So okay, you don't have the your model question paper, right? So this yours is a first paper. Hmm? So you don't get your 2017 scheme model question paper IOT. So you have to prepare for the 15 scheme itself. Only there is a little change in your scheme. In the syllabus, not much. Almost 95% of the syllabus is same as 15 scheme, and same questions you can expect even for your exams also. Right? I think you people have received the circular regarding your exam pattern, right? Open choice questions. Okay, so now the next is we are revising about the module 5. So I think your internals, you people know that it is 19th July, right? I think you are going to face the for third internals, fourth and fifth module of IoT on 19th morning. Okay, now next is we are revising the module 5 question and answers. Okay, what are the expected questions and the previous year questions of the module 5. So next question is explain the features of Arduino UNO with regard to IoT. When we are going to take the with respect to the IoT, right, what will be the features that Arduino UNO contains? So it is a microcontroller, as you people know that it is board based on the AT Mega 328. It is the final version what we are using, right? Before this, if you go to historical data of this Arduino UNO, you have so many versions, right? So this is a one 80 Mega 328 is the one which is we are using. Arduino is an open source prototyping platform, and its simplicity makes it ideal for the people to develop the small programming concepts, right? And the Arduino UNO has a 14 digital input output pins, which 6 can be used as a pulse width modulation PWM pins outputs. Okay, and 6 are the analog inputs, and they have 16 megahertz crystal oscillator and a USB connection, a power jack, ICSP header, and a reset button. It contains everything needed to support the microcontroller. Why? Because microcontroller is the brain of the Arduino UNO. Okay, simply connect it to the computer USB cable or power it with a AC to DC adapter. So we have to connect the voltage which is going to convert your AC voltage into DC voltage, that is a direct connect adapter or battery to get started. The Arduino UNO differs from all preceding boards in that it does not use the FTDI USB to serial driver chip. Instead, it features the 80 Mega 8U2 microcontroller chip programmed as USB to serial converter. UNO means one in Italian and is named to mark the upcoming release of the Arduino 1.0. The Arduino UNO and the version 1.0 will be the reference versions of Arduino moving forward. The UNO is the latest in the series of USB Arduino boards and the reference model for Arduino platform. So what are the features that this Arduino UNO contains is that it is a microcontroller 80 Mega 328. Operating voltage will be 5 volts. Input voltage recommended is 7 to 12 volts. Okay. Input voltage limit is 6 to 20 volts, and it has a digital pins of 14, which 6 provide a pulse width modulation in output, analog input pins of 6, and DC current for input output pin will be 40 milliampere, and DC current for 3.3 volt pin will be 50 milliampere, and there is a flash memory of 32 KB, of which 0.5 KB used by the bootloader, and static RAM of 2 kilobytes. Okay, and electrically erasable read-only memory of 1 KB, and clock speed will be about 16 megahertz. This much is enough, because if you write the features of this Arduino UNO, okay, So it carries only 8 marks. It is more than enough. So what are the modes of Raspberry Pi? So what are the different modes that is available, that are models available in the Raspberry Pi? There are two models that are available. One is the Raspberry Pi model B plus, okay, and the other one is the PI3 model B, or idea for beginner projects. One is a Raspberry Pi B, the other one is a Raspberry Pi B plus. Okay, projects because they are the most versatile and have widest range of the capabilities. The Pi 3 model B has the added bonus having the quad core processor and 1 gigabyte of RAM. So it supports heavier operating systems like Ubuntu and Microsoft 10. The Model A Plus is a powerful board for building robotics, but does not have the Ethernet port and only comes with one USB port. And this Raspberry Pi Zero is basically a miniature version of the Model A Plus, but has a more robust computing power. It has a micro USB port and mini HDMI port for 1080p output compatibility, but does not have wireless capability. It only costs about $5, okay, and sells 1.3 for just $5, but you can only buy one per order. Okay, the Raspberry Pi Zero W is the same single board computer as standard Zero, but does support wireless and Bluetooth connectivity. It costs around $10 on Adafruit. Okay, these are the two models available: Raspberry Pi B plus and Model B. Okay, and previously we had a the Raspberry Pi A plus model that is very it is not compatible. It has lot of issues, right? That is why B, Raspberry Pi Model B has been developed, and again the Raspberry Pi B plus has been developed. Okay, so this is about the, and next is what is the temperature sensor. So it is a device, typically a thermocouple or oddity, that provides for temperature measurement through an electrical signal. A thermocouple is made for two dissimilar metals that generate electrical voltage in direct proportion to changes in the temperature. Okay, next is explain how IoT can be used with the consumer appliances. Say the what we are going to use some appliances, right? So that how this IoT can is going to help for the consumers. In what way it is going to help for the consumers? That you need to write. Okay. So that is it is going to benefit both professionally as well as personally from the optimization and data analysis of IoT. And this IoT technology behaves like a team, personal assistant, advisor, and security. It enhances the way we live, work, and play. Okay. For example, if you take a home, IoT takes the place of the full staff. As a butler, it waits for you to return home and ensures your home remains fully prepared. It monitors your supplies, family, and the state of your home. It takes actions to resolve any issues that is going to appear in the home. Okay. Chef, an IoT kitchen prepares meals or simply aids you in the preparing them. Okay. Nanny, IoT can somewhat act as a guardian by controlling access, providing the supplies, and altering the proper individuals in an emergency. Gardener, the same IoT system of a farm easily work for home landscaping. So it acts as a repairman, smart system perform key maintenance and repairs and also request them. And it is also act as a security guard. IoT watches over 24/7. It can observe a suspicious individuals miles away and recognize the potential of minor equipment problems to become a disaster well before they do. This smart connected stove from Whirlpool allows two different heat settings on the same surface, remote monitoring and the remote control. when it related to the come to the work where you are going to use in the office. Okay, smart office or other workplace combines customization of work environment with the smart tools, and this IoT learn about you, your job, and the way you work and deliver and optimize the environment. This result is practical accommodations like adjusting the room temperature, but also more advanced benefits like modifying your schedule, and the tools you see increase your output and reduce your work time of IoT. It acts as a manager and consultant capable of setting what you cannot. Okay, when it comes to the play, it learns as much about your personally as it does professionally. This enables the technology to support the leisure of culture and nightlife, vacations, products and services. Okay, when you are going to come to the culture and nightlife, IoT can analyze your real world activities and response to guide you in finding more of the things and places you enjoy, such as recommending restaurants and events based on your preferences and experience, on your what all you are going to likes and dislikes, right? It is going to consider all the factors, and according to that it is going to play. And when vacation planning and saving for vacation proves difficult for some, and many utilizing agencies which can be replaced by IoT. So it will take the proper arrangement or a proper planning of the vacation. Okay, how you can spend your vacation with your likes and dislikes. And products and services, IoT offers better analysis of the products you like and need than current analytics based on its deeper access. It integrates with the key information like your finance and recommended great solutions. Okay. Next, come for the how these IoT applications are going to help for the smart cities. As I told that, so whenever you are going to give the good facilities for the people of who are living in the city, you know that 70% of people are already living in the cities all over the world. Okay, so in our India only less number of people are living in the cities. Okay, so how these IoT applications protocols are going to help for the city people to live happily without any difficulties by sending and receiving the messages in time through the internet. When you are going to connect the IoT devices, smart objects to the devices, right? Approximately 70% of the world population is expected to live in the cities by 2050, according to Gartner. This rapid urban growth is already placing a considerable strain on the existing infrastructure, and with more people making the move from urban living to it is only going to get worse in the coming years. To accommodate this new demand on the cities, municipalities around the globe are turning to Internet Things innovations to enhance their services, reducing the cost and improve the communication and interaction. And through the potential is there for IoT to improve the nearly every aspect of urban living. There are three IoT applications for smart cities. One is more efficiently supply of water. The other one is the traffic congestion. Okay, the other one is a smart parking system or the public transportation system. You take any improved public safety or you take a smart parking system also. Okay, how the Internet of Things has a potential to transfer the way cities consume water. Smart meters can improve the leak detection and data integrity, and prevent a loss of revenue due to the inefficiency, and the boost of productivity by reducing the amount of time spent entering and analyzing the data. Also, these meters can be designed to feature customer facing portals, providing the residents with real time access to information about their consumption and water supply. and per day, say for example any festivals comes, what is the consumption of that water in our city, that is depends on even areas also, because different kind of the people or different state people are going to live, because they have their own culture and they have their own celebration of the festivals, right? So depending upon that, they are going to predict what will be the supply of the water per day on a special occasions, right? So if for example in our Indian culture we are going to prepare some of the marriage functions, okay, during some season, right? So based on that also we are going to predict what will be the water supply for the whole city. Okay. Next you come to the innovation solution to traffic congestion is, as more and more people move to cities, traffic congestion, which is already a massive problem, is only going to get worse. Okay. Fortunately, the Internet of Things is well positioned to make the improvement in the area, and that can benefit the residents community to accommodate the and benefit of the residents immediately. For example, if you take a smart traffic signals can adjust their timing to accommodate the commuters and holidays traffic and keep cars moving. City officials can collect and aggregate the data from the traffic camera, mobile phones, vehicles, and road sensors to monitor the traffic incidents in real time on a per day basis, right? So, what is the traffic on working days and what will be the traffic on holidays and the other special occasions? Okay, the possibility of this is that drivers can be alerted the accidents and directed the routes that are less congested. The possibility is endless and impact will be the substantial. Okay, so that is how they can maintain the traffic congestion by giving the direction to the drivers to proceed for the other routes. Okay, so more reliable public transportation, another case study, that is also because for people who are living in the cities, there are so many industries and organizations are doing the the work, right? Public transportation is disrupted whenever there are road closures, bad weather, or equipment breakdowns. Okay, this IoT can give transit authorities the real-time insights they need to implement the plans, ensuring that residents always have access to safe, reliable, and efficient public transportation. This might be done using the insights from cameras or connected devices to bus shelters and other public areas. Okay, so it is going to collect all the information about the transportation. The maybe it is a breakdown of the equipments. Okay, or the closure of the roads, right? Or there is a bad weather or in the city because of the. Okay, so this IoT is going to give with sensors information, that is which is connected to different places, right? They produce the information about all these conditions and they give the information to the customers so that the people can take preventive action. Okay, so that they can live happily without any the problem. Okay, so next is energy efficient buildings. So even IoT technology is also making easier for building with legacy infrastructure to save energy and to improve their sustainability. Smart building energy management system, for example, if you take IoT devices to connect disparate non-standing heating, cooling, lighting, and even fire safety systems for a central management application. The energy management application then highlights the area of high use and energy drifts to staff can correct them. So they give the information to the different locations where all those devices are connected, and they gather the information and they will send the information, right? Research shows that commercial buildings waste up to 30% of the energy they use. So savings with a uh, smart building energy management system can be significant. Okay, as more smart city buildings use energy management system, the city will become more sustainable as a whole. So improved public safety. So that is the people who are living in the city, safety is also very important. Maybe road accidents or maybe other safety concerns, right? So in the any developing city like our Bangalore, smart cities and the CSP partners often implement video monitoring systems to tackle the safety concerns that come up in every growing city. Some cities now have concerned video analysis software helps to process the thousands of hours of video footage each camera produces, and it is whittling down to only important events. Systems using IoT technology turn every camera attached to the system into a sensor with the edge computing and analytics starting right from the source. And artificial intelligence technology like machine learning will then complete the analysis and send video footage to humans who can react quickly to solve problems and keep residents safe. Cities are also improving public safety with smart lighting initiatives that replace the traditional street lights with connected LED infrastructure. Not only do the LED lights last longer and conserve energy, they also provide information on outages in the real time. City workers can use that information to ensure important areas as well, lead to defer the crimes and make the public feel safer. Okay, so that is all about the expected questions of the. So you can write the IoT that can how it going to help for the consumer appliances, in all what ways it is going to help. And the other part of the question is about the IoT applications for smart cities. How we can make, by providing the IoT applications, how we can make the city more smarter to lead the life of the people who are living in that city. Okay, so that's about the different mm, questions that you can expect from the module 5. Okay, then next paper is this is a paper of December 19 and January 20, recent paper only. Okay, that is because after that you people have not faced the exam, right? Only one exam is get over. So now the following with respect to the Arduino programming. Explain the following with respect to the Arduino programming. You have to explain the structure. You have to tell about the functions, which functions you are using. Then you have to talk about the variables, how you are going to initialize the variables in Arduino programming. And what are the data types that Arduino uses, and what are the different control structures or control statements we are going to implement in Arduino programming, and what are the different constraints. I'll tell you one thing, your Arduino programming is going to follow the logic and almost all 60 to 70% of the features of your C language, whatever you have studied in the C language, right? And the structure of your Arduino program, as you know, that divided into three main parts. One is a structure, that is values, variables, and constants and functions. In this, we are going to learn about the Arduino software program step by step, and how can you write the program without any syntax or compilation error. So let us start with the structure. The software structure consists of two main functions. One is called as a setup function, other one is called as a loop function. So one is a setup function. So you know that the purpose of this setup function is called when it starts. Use the initialization, the variables, pin modes, and start using the libraries, etc. The setup function will only run once for each power up and resets to Arduino board. Okay. Input, output, and return. You have the wired loop. What is the purpose of this loop is after creating the setup function which initiates and sets the initial values, the loop function does precisely what its name suggests, and loops consecutively, allowing your program to change and respond. Use it to actively control the Arduino board. Okay, like input, output, and return. So functions. So function is declared outside any other function, above or below the loop function. We can declare the function in two different ways. One is by writing the part of the function called a function prototype above the loop function, which consists of the function return type, function name, and function argument. Like what you are going to write in C. Okay, similar manner. So function will have the return type of that function, and what is the name of the function, and what are the parameters that it is going to accept. Okay, and followed by a semicolon. You know that function prototyping always, function prototyping is nothing but a function declaration. You know that function declaration always ends with a semicolon. The following example, which is going to demonstrate the function declaring using the first method. See the example, int sum function. Okay, it will take two parameters, int x comma int y. So this is called as a function declaration. Okay, then if you put a semicolon, that is going to become a the semicolon. Once if you are going to give, then that becomes the end of the declaration, or the we call it as a function prototyping. Then what will be the definition of the function is, without semicolon we are going to write the instructions to that particular function, right? See now, this is the int z is equal to 0, and we are defining the what is the task of that function. This program is going to illustrate the addition of two numbers, right? Z is equal to x plus y. We are finding the value of the sum of the x and y values, and we are returning the z value to the wherever we are calling that function. Okay, and wired setup, it is a statement, group of statements you are going to write. Okay, wired loop, result is equal to 0. Now see here, we are calling result is equal to some function 5 comma 6, and whatever the parameters you are assigning as a constant, or you may be inputting some values. Okay, variables. Okay, and 5 is assigned to the x and 6 is assigned to the y, because this is a function call. See, remember, function call and function prototype always ends with a semicolon, and whereas definition of the function will not end with a semicolon. That is because of the reason is very simple, that so we are defining this one. We are defining the group of statements below that. Okay, that if you end with a semicolon, that statements will not be executed. So when you come to the variables, as you people know, that variable is the one which changes its value during the execution of program. So constant is the one which does not changes its value. Okay, variables that are declared inside the function or a block are called as a local variable. As you people already studied the different kinds of variables in C language and other programming language, local variables, global variables, register variables, right, and static variables, and etc. Okay, and when they can be used only by the statements that are inside that function or block of code. I'm talking about the local variables. Okay, and these local variables are not known for function outside their own, right? So for example, you take this local variable, say int x comma y z, they're all local variable declaration, right? So we are doing the and flow control statements. You know that you have the if statement, then the if else statement, and if else ladder, and the switch. Okay, and conditional operator. Okay, now if statement, as you know that this is a one directional branching statement. It will have the specific condition.
ಸರ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಸರ್, ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ 2 ನಿಮಿಷ. ಓಕೆ.
So constants, that is the switch statement is, you know that when you have multiple choices, multiple conditions needs to be checked, right? This if else statement, if you are going to use a nesting of if else statements, it will get a more confusion. That's why that situations we are going to use a switch statement, right? And this switch statement controls and flow of the programs by allowing the programmers to specify different codes and should be executed in various conditions. So conditional operator is a question mark colon. This is also called as a ternary operator. Instead of if else statement, we can alternate. We can use it conditional operator also. When you come to the data types in C, it refers to the extensive system used for declaring the variables or functions of different types. The type of the variable determines how much space it occupies in the storage and how the bit pattern stored is interpreted. So this is the data types which we are going to use it for, which we are going to use for the writing of your Arduino programming. Void, long, boolean, unsigned int, character, short, unsigned character, float, byte, double, int, array, unsigned int, okay, string character array, word, string object. These are the different data types. You people are already familiar with what for they are used, right? Void is does not return any value. Okay, even default also will not take. Long integer is means when you want to represent the biggest number. Okay, we use a long integer. As you know that boolean is a data type which is going to represent with a true or false, 0 and 1. Okay, unsigned long is it is going to take the only positive values. Okay, and character is for a single letter, and short int is some it is also representation of the whole numbers, right? Unsigned character, that is a positive, and float, when you want to represent the fractional part, we use a float. And double is a when you want to more precision of the values, because the float will have 6 digits after the decimal point, whereas the double will have the more precision than the float. We are going to use it. And array is a group of variables, whether you are going to declare a float array or integer array, it depends. And word, that is a string, is nothing but a group of characters where we are going to represent the word. Okay, and when you come to the constants, we use a const keyword to represent it is a constant, right? It is a variable qualifier that modifies the behavior of the variable, making a variable read only. This means that variable can be used just as any other variable of its type, but its value cannot be changed. You will get a compiler error if you try to assign the value to a constant variable. Constants defined within the const keyword obey the rules of variable scoping that govern other variables. Okay, so this is how. And the next is the Raspberry Pi, as you people already, I think, or and smart city architecture, you people know that smart city architecture will have the street layer. Okay, then uh, data center layer, service layer, and the city layer. So and you have to write in order. Street layer is the base. Next, above that street layer you have the city layer. Above that city layer you have the data center layer to collect all the information. Data aggregation will be done on this layer. And next will be the final will be the service layer, where which is going to provide the data, the normalized data to the end users. It may be you are connecting the device or the people who are going to use that particular data. Okay, the end users we call. Okay, the totally. So this is what about the almost we covered all the topics in the fifth module. I think you people are very much uh, uh, means prepared well for the module 5. Okay, I want all of you to prepare well for the coming test. IA, do well. Okay, and you just go through the circular, what is that, how they are going to conduct your examination pattern. Okay, that is received from the VTO. Shortly they are going to send the this one also, what I can say, the circular also regarding your examination. Detailed timetable will be sent shortly. Okay, if you have any doubts related to your academics, okay, you can clarify your doubts. Otherwise, I will wind up the class. Have a short break for another 10 minutes. Okay, then you can attend the next session or the next class.